Hey everyone, Ethan here from Extreme RC 4x4, and in this video what I want to show you guys is how to easily improve the steering angle on a RC 4-wheel drive Trailfinder 2. It has the Yoda 1 axles on it. One of the easy ways you can tell the Yoda 1s from the Yoda 2s is the steering knuckles only come out on the front of the Yoda 1s. The Yoda 2s, you can actually run a steering link behind the axle. So I've already gone ahead and modified one side. We're gonna have to do both sides. It's really easy. All we're doing is unbolting some things and moving them around. So here is our factory steering angle. Not too bad, but not impressive. And then here is the angle with the modification. So the thing that we're going to be changing is where the shock sits on the axle. You can see from the factory it comes sitting in front of the axle, and our knuckle actually makes contact with that right over here. That is what limits the travel. So on the side that I've already modified, I moved the shock tower back. There's factory holes there, you don't even have to drill new holes. And we put the shock on the back side of the axle here, so now when we go steering this way, it won't contact the shock like it would on the other side. I think what's limiting us now is the knuckle, so if we wanted even more steering capacity, I could grind those knuckles down, but you want to be careful that you don't cause too much chatter with these axle shafts, because that's what will destroy them. And I did test it. Everything seems to be running perfectly fine with the less limited travel, so it's a really easy thing to do. The way I have my steering set up, what we're going to want to do is just pull this lower drag link out. So I'll just take this nut off here. Alright guys, so I'm back here. We got this drag link off here. Now what we want to do is pull the shock off of the axle. So get our driver on here, and there is a nut on the back side. So take this, our screw, and there's a spacer in there as well. Now the next thing I like to do is come up to the top side of the truck and unscrew the shock tower. So now with this removed, we're going to move the shock tower back, put the front of the shock tower where the rear was, and then we can just screw it in. And the hole on the back side also ends up being threaded. Now we can flip the truck back over. And this time we're going to put the screw in from the back side of the axle instead of the front side. Your screw here, then we put the spacer back in, and then I'll start the threads in here. And now we can go ahead and put the nut back on it. Just like that. And with that all snugged up, we can put our drag link back on the axle here. The nut. And then we'll screw that back on. And just like that, the steering angle is very much improved. Go ahead and show you guys here. So I'm going to try and show you guys that it doesn't shatter. So that's full lock. And you can see a little bit of chatter, but it's really not bad. So that's the simple way of how to improve the steering on your RC 4-wheel drive Trailfinder 2. This shouldn't cost you anything. Didn't cost me anything to do. And you could really even go further if you want to take the knuckles off and grind the knuckles down a little bit, but I would be careful because we are getting to the point where the tires are getting close to the leaf springs. Your tires might actually touch depending on how large of tires you're running. But anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed this modification. I would highly recommend it. If you have a Trailfinder, it's absolutely free to do, and it should improve the performance on the trail a lot. Hey guys, just wanted to give you all a quick little update after I've driven the truck for this video, just so you can get an idea of how it performs. I might even throw in a video of it driving, but the steering modification worked out really well. I'm really happy with it. The only issue is that since this truck is on leaf springs, the axle can get pushed side to side, and when the axle gets pushed side to side, it pushes the steering even further, which will lock up the axle shafts that are in these knuckles. So you'll be with the wheels fully turned one way and it will lock up the axle in the front. So I'm gonna order some XVD axle shafts so that they won't lock up. The ones that come in here from the factory are like the dog bone style, so when that dog bone gets level and then this turns, it can lock it up, and you have no choice but to steer to a less sharp angle. But kind of a pain to fight with that, so if you're not planning on doing the XVD axle shafts, they're about 45 bucks. Maybe doing this steering modification isn't for you, or find another way to limit it to keep it from locking out like that. But I'm just going to order the axle shafts because the steering improvement on this made such a world of a difference to the way this truck drives. Makes it so much more enjoyable. So I'll be ordering those axle shafts. Make sure to put up a video of throwing those in here, and then should be back to performing great on the trail. So anyways guys, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Is that fair lead coming off, Ethan? Looks like it's dangling, the fair lead.